My name is May, and I'm Executive Director and Co-founder of Hollaback. Hollaback is an international movement to address street harassment or sexual harassment that happens in public space. And we address it by doing two things. We get people to share their stories, and we share those stories online. And we also empower activists in cities around the world, 52 cities in fact, in 17 countries around the world, to bring this issue to their community and to say, look, it isn't okay. And to start to collect those stories and build that movement on the ground in their communities that's needed to bring the attention to it. Because we found that street harassment has just been ignored for way too long. Because it's been silenced for so long, we have this incredible outpouring of support and an incredible outpouring of young people around the world who are saying to us, we want to bring this to our communities. We don't actually recruit them, they come to us. And they come to us speaking over 9 different languages. So it's really incredible what we've been able to build just by hitting a nerve. And when they come to us, we put them through a 3-month training where they learn how to do the on-the-ground activism as well as the technology and the social media and the traditional media that's needed to do it. And our mission is to elevate their voices, because we find that street harassment is incredibly silencing when you experience it. And our vision is that we want to change it from something that's silencing to something that's really shareable by elevating the voices of people who experience it. A lot of the work that we have to do at this juncture in the conversation about street harassment is letting people know that it's not okay, and letting people know that there are people out there like us, like our site leaders in 52 cities around the world, that are making this movement happen and that are growing it from the grassroots up. So we let people know about our work through social media. We have over 20,000 Facebook fans and 5,000 Twitter followers. We do a tremendous amount of press. We were just in People magazine last week, actually. We were in the Daily News today. So we do a tremendous amount of work around that. And then the thing that we find most effective is really word of mouth. Most of the time, if you ask people how they heard about us, they said, I got harassed, I told my friend about it, and she told me about you. And that to us is more important and more impressive than any press or any number of Facebook fans or Twitter followers that we could ever have. Here's the thing, you know, in terms of what women should do when they are harassed on the street, there's no perfect response. If you're having a crappy day, if you're scared, if it's late at night, if you're a little drunk, you know, then and you don't want to respond, it's not your responsibility to. The responsibility is on the harasser not to harass. That said, our studies and our work show that when you do respond, your emotional trauma is actually reduced from being harassed. So if you're up for responding, the best thing that you can do is to strongly and authoritatively say that is unacceptable, that is not okay, and then to keep going. You don't want to escalate the situation. You don't need to be a one-woman street harassment education campaign. It's really about just taking that, acknowledging the behavior is not okay, and then keep it moving. Now, that being said, that's how you respond in the moment. How you respond when you get home is that you want to share your story with people so that you're not isolated, and you want to share your story with us on ihollaback.org so that we can use that story to really elevate this issue into the broader public. May 2010. Almost 2 years ago this week, I had been rejected by 8 different foundations to start Hollaback. I'd been rejected by 2 different fellowships, and I had this little pocket of savings from my nonprofit jobs that I had, and I said, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to see what happens. So I left my really great, well-paying nonprofit job to make no money, and I really jumped off the cliff, and I built wings on the way down. And you know, to people out there looking to do stuff like that, point one, you have no idea how much things are going to take off once you're investing all your time into it. But from a self-care perspective, make sure you do have at least a little pocket of money to protect yourself, and also make sure that your concept is tested when you do it too. That was something we had watched Hollaback succeed for 5 straight years before we took that leap of faith. But I don't regret it. It's been an incredible ride.